But my topic is on global climate change and the economy, and my name is Ellen. Okay, so first, what is global climate change? And I said that global climate change is defined as changes in temperature that take place over long periods of time that can lead to various effects. Some of those effects lead to increase in carbon dioxide measurements, decline in measured Arctic ice minimums, the decrease of number of ice sheets, and the rise in sea levels. And those are some pictures of some of them. And then here's a video that kind of explains the economy and how it relates to global climate change.
Welcome to Old Navy tonight. The holidays are here. I love your material. So warm and cozy and festive.
What material are you talking about? All outerwear jeans and sweaters are up to 50% off. That's up to 50% off at Old Navy.
After a series of devastating wildfires, California's largest utility, PG&E, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in January. PG&E estimates that its fire-related liabilities could ultimately exceed $30 billion, way more than its $1.4 billion insurance policy covers. It's rare for utilities to file for bankruptcy, but that could change soon. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and more costly. According to one estimate, natural disasters caused about $340 billion in damage across the world in 2017, and insurers had to pay out a record $138 billion. The insurance industry plays a huge role in the U.S. economy. Insurance spending in 2017 made up 11% of America's GDP. That means if the insurance industry is struggling, sooner or later, other sectors of the economy are going to start to feel it. So how will insurance companies remain profitable in an era of climate change? And what does that mean for the rest of us? The insurance industry is pretty straightforward. An insurer collects monthly premiums from policyholders and keeps it in a collective pool of money. They then tap into that money when they have to pay out a claim. Insurance companies make a profit by charging more money in premiums than they end up paying out in insurance claims. They're able to do this by measuring risk and estimating how much they can expect to pay out. Climate change is throwing off those risk estimates, and it's a problem for companies like PG&E and insurers alike.
My name is Mike Kreidler.
So that just kind of explains the economy and how it relates to global climate change. Okay, so what effects will the planet face? So temperatures will continue to rise, changes in precipitation patterns, there will be lots of droughts and heat waves. Hurricanes will get a lot stronger and more frequent. There will be rising sea levels. It will be pretty much an ice-free Arctic at some point. There will be a lot more wildfires, and that's hard to control. There will be a lot of insect outbreaks, which kind of result from the precipitation patterns. And then widespread tree die-off because of all the tree diseases that will take place. Okay, why are people skeptical about climate change? So some people are oblivious to the effects of climate change because they're not experiencing them firsthand. So a lot of people don't live next to like Arctic or the rising sea levels and stuff, so they don't see it. The expenses are immense, so pretty much it's a lot of money to fix it, and so they don't really want to believe that it's a thing because it's going to be hard to avoid. And then political views, a lot of people don't believe in climate change because some people are on the other side, say they're on the left side or the right side, and they don't want to believe it because they don't believe in that side. There's a lot of misinformation online. And then a lot of people don't believe that people are what's to blame for climate change. And then more carbon dioxide means more plant food, so some people think that it might be a good thing. Okay, some possible solutions: using less fossil fuels and emitting fewer greenhouse gases. So if we just use different energy sources. We could make more wind farms, which would be a lot of money. We could do solar panels and biofuels. We could fund and research and contribute to charities that help climate change. We could grow our own food and do more farming and cut down on meat. We can buy products that contribute, like 4Ocean bracelets. Patagonia does it, North Face does it, and then Tentree, and then a lot other places. So just buy from those companies. So a summary kind of this page of how it will affect the economy. a lot of people want like fast results from what they're spending their money on. And global climate change is something that will be fixed over a long period of time if we put our money into it. And so if we put our money into these alternative sources, it'll be hard to realize that they're working until long periods of time. So these power companies will lose profit because less efficiency means that there will be less product to sell. So people are scared of long-term investments because the results take time. Transitioning from a world energy system dependent on fossil fuels to one relying on alternative energies would cost trillions of dollars and take decades to implement. So putting that much money into something can take a long time and be very risky. And then here's a quote about like the economy. It says, in the language of economic theory, the current market for carbon-based fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas takes into account only private costs and benefits, which leads to a market equilibrium that does not correspond to the social optimum. Sorry. Okay, solutions that don't cost money. There's a lot of things that we can do that a lot of people don't know about, and I'll explain those after this slide. But we can also carpool in public transit, even sometimes that does cost money. But carpooling to school and stuff, that's just the little things you can do. We can walk or ride our bikes. We can reduce plastic waste, grow own fruits and vegetables, take shorter showers, bring your own Tupperware. So that's something that my mom and I always do when we go out to dinner, is we bring our own Tupperware if we're going to take something home, instead of using like the styrofoam ones. Don't litter and always pick up your trash. Do volunteer work like planting trees and cleaning up the beaches, and always stay involved. So always read the news and like what's happening on social media. And then, so a lot of people have a habit of fleeing from threats. So like if you're walking on one side of the street and a dog is coming at you that's growling, you want to run away from it. So it's a habit for us to kind of run away from these threats. So instead of avoiding these, we should be face on to them and be preventing them from happening in the first place. So without solutions taking place, then our environment will not be good. So I'm very opinionated on Earth Day, and I don't think that it should be a one-day thing. So Earth Day began on April 22nd of 1970s and has been celebrated annually since, but shouldn't it be an everyday holiday? I think that every single day we should be celebrating the earth that we live on and cleaning it and taking pictures of it and just enjoying our nature. And then what I believe that we should keep our oceans clean, always pick up trash, appreciate the world around us, always recycle, influence the people around you to contribute as well. Make Earth Day an everyday holiday, take lots of pictures because it probably won't be the same if we don't do something about it now. And then make a promise to yourself each day to pick up a certain amount of trash or take Tupperware instead of styrofoam to restaurants, all kinds of stuff. There's so many things you can do. And then those are my works cited.